What's up everybody, Gerald here and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're doing 24 hours over here on Terrapin Lake at Darenth Fishing Complex, and we've got off to an absolute blinding start. We've jumped into peg 2 for a few hours because the swim I actually want to fish for the night, it's got somebody in it. But we've cast out, we've been here maybe an hour. The middle rod is torn off. We've gone and got ourselves this really lovely long leather carp. Not a scale on it. It looks absolutely lovely. It's got a bit of weight to it as well. Up a really good scrap, came on the middle rod, which is off the stump, which is where I normally fish, and in this swim, this is one of my favourite swims. So we get some pictures, get it back, and then I'll run you through where I am and where I'm going to be fishing for the night. Terrapin for 24 hours. I'm currently fishing in peg 2, which is my favourite swim on the lake. It's produced quite a lot of fish for me, as I've said in previous videos. The middle rod, I've only got 2 rods out at the minute, but the middle rod is just off this stump in this little gap over here, and the left hand rod is just off this little bit of overhanging bush just over there. Both those spots produce fish for me. But that was a lovely start. I've probably been here about an hour. We're going to be going into the double swim, which I will show you, but there are people in there at the minute. I'm going to be doing the night in there with Dan, so I think Dan's going to go in a double, and actually I'm going to go in the one next to him, and we'll be fishing to the far bank. But once we get in there, I'll give you a rundown of where the rods are going, and I'll show you the setup once we're in there. So the time is now 5:30. I've not had any more bites, and I have moved into my swim for the night. So here we are. I believe this is peg 5. Let's have a look. Peg 5, which is right next to the double, which is where Dan's going to be fishing. I've got 3 rods out now. At the minute, my left and middle rod are not where they're going to be for the night. The right hand rod is. So the right hand rod is just off the edge of those rushes over there. The middle rod and the left hand rod are just out mid water at the minute. But when Dan gets here, I will be using the bait boat to put them all the way along, tight along that back bank, because that's where the fish normally are in this lake, on the back bank. But it's a lovely looking swim. The middle rod's probably going to end up here off this bush, and then the left hand rod is going to probably be just over there where the light's shining on that bush there, which will then give Dan plenty of water in the double. He's going to have from there all the way down here to the point, which then goes up to where we were fishing on peg 2 up there. Now if I don't have anything in here in the night, I will be packing up and moving back to peg 2 where we caught that fish from for the day. But we'll see what happens. Just waiting for Dan to get in now. The bucket's in the swim, holding it for him. There's nobody else here, got the place to ourselves, so hopefully we're going to have a productive evening. So this is going to be the first time I've ever used a winter skin on one of my bivvies. Now normally a winter skin is about half the price of the bivvy, maybe a little bit more. Now this winter skin for this bivvy here somehow only cost me £20 brand new on Amazon. Now Dan actually donated me this bivvy, mainly because he stole one of mine and disappeared for 8 years, but that's a whole nother story. So he donated me this bivvy, and then we were randomly wondering if we could get a winter skin for it. Popped onto Amazon, and lo and behold there was one for £20, and we were like, brand new £20, that just doesn't make sense. We thought, sod it, take the risk, see what happens, and it fits perfect, and it's the exact winter skin that we need for the bivvy. So happy days, what a bargain. So let's see if it keeps me warm tonight. It's only meant to get down to about 9 degrees, so it's not particularly cold, but it will just help keep the chill off. So I was helping Dan carry his stuff down. I got about halfway and the right hand rod's gone off, which was the one I put off the edge over there, and we've gone and got our second fish of the day. I'm just going to leave him in the net for a minute, get myself all situated, and then I'll show it to you. Alright, so like I said, I was running back Dan's gear to the swim and my rod went off when I was halfway down the path. So I've run up here, struck the rod, the right hand one that was right on the other bank, and we've gone and got ourselves a lovely mirror. That's a good thing about this lake, it's not all common, so there's quite a lot of mirrors in here. Let's get it up, it's very lively still. It's a lovely fish. Some lovely markings. Another long, lean, mean fighting machine from Terrapin. Let's get some pictures, get it back and get the rod back out there. About to put the right hand rod back out. The rig's already in there. Just chucking in just a few freebies, not too many. Let's get it out there. So the time is 20 to 8. We finally got it fixed up and it got dark very quickly, so didn't get time to film very much, but I got the left and the middle rods all back out, got all the rods in the right place, put some new bait out there, and it didn't take particularly long for us to go and get our third fish of the session. This one's another really long fish, probably about 10 to 12 pounds. It's not massive, there's a lot bigger fish in here that we're after, but they all count. It's nice to get a bend in the rod and get a few. Let's get a couple of pictures, this lovely little common, and get it back. So the left hand rod, which has got the spicy sausage boilie on it, has gone and caught the fish. So that's 3 fish for the spicy sausage and none for the cell today. So maybe there's been a slight change in the favourite bait in here. It used to be cell all the time, but the spicy sausage seems to be doing the trick. So I'm going to sit back now, have a beer, have some chocolate digestives, and see if we can get some more. Hopefully Dan can get one. Right, so it's 8:37 and now the left hand rod's gone off, and I thought it was the smallest fish, but it's got some weight to it, so it's not as long as the others, but it's got a bit of a belly on it. And I was saying it's nice to catch the mirrors, and then I've gone and caught another common, so that's 2 commons, 2 mirrors. But I think this might be the biggest fish just because it's got a belly on it and it's quite heavy. Let's get it up. There's some weight to it. It might be about the same, to be fair, but it's just nice to get a bend in the rod. Doing really well down here on Terrapin. Dan has just lost one as well, unfortunately, so he's just about to get his rod back out. I'm going to get my rod back out and see if we can get some more. So we'll get some photos of this one, get it back. That's 4 fish. Good stuff. So it's 10:30, it's all gone quiet for me. Dan has had another probably 3 odd runs where it seems like he's got fish and then he strikes into it and there's nothing there. Doesn't make any sense. His rigs are exactly the same as mine, he's fishing exactly the same way as me. The only thing I can think of is where he's using a little bit of hemp, maybe bream have moved in and are picking up his bait and they're not quite getting the hook set. So we're all going to like settle down now. We're going to keep warm because it's getting a bit cold and just had a bleep, and settle down for the night and see what happens. So if you don't see me in the night, in the dark, I haven't obviously had any, so I will see you in the morning. I will be back if we do have one. Right, so the time is, if I can get it up, it's just gone 10:30 and the left hand rod again, which is the spicy sausage, has gone off. We've got another fish in here. It's only little, so I'm not gonna spend ages getting all the camera and everything set up. It's probably like £5, so we're gonna get it unhooked, get it back. I'm not even gonna take pictures of this one. I just want to get this back, get the rod back out for the night. So the left hand rod is back out again, which is on the spicy sausage, so that bait's doing really well on here at the minute. I think it's going to be a busy night by the looks of it, so I'm going to get myself tucked up and see if I can get a few hours sleep and to see how the rest of the night goes. So it's 1 AM and we've gone and got another nutty little common in the net, so It's like £4 again, so I'm not going to set all the tripod up and things, just to show you another £4. So that's 6 fish, and that was again on the left hand rod. So the left hand spot is doing a lot of bites. I'm going to get it unhooked and get myself back in bed and get the rod back out. The left hand rod's gone off again. Another one to the spicy sausage. I've just underarm cast it out because I'm not waking down up, just saying, can I borrow your boat, mate, just to drive it all over there and for a little £4 common. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to get my head down, and then in about 4 hours probably wake up, 4 or 5 hours maybe, just as it's getting light, and then try and get the rod back out on the spot because it's doing some bites. But I'm pretty sure even if I just leave it alone for a little while, it's still going to produce bites in the morning. So I'm going to get my head down now, and I'll see you all in the morning unless we get a fish on one of the other rods. So it's coming up to 3-4 in the morning, I can't remember what the time is, and the left hand rod, which we just underarm cast out there again with the spicy sausage, has gone off, and we've got ourselves a catfish. Now it's not the biggest catfish in the lake, but it's not a bad one. I'm not going to weigh it, but it's quite a nice one. Maybe £15. But lovely fight, proper right old scrap. Lovely old whiskers over there. It's nice and slimy, so I'm going to get some photos and get it back. And unfortunately now my left hand rod is completely out of action to the morning because I'm not setting it back up. It wiped out all 3 of my rods. The other 2 I've managed to save. But yeah, let's get these photos and get it back. It's starting to get a bit chilly now. So it was 3:45 when that rod went off. It was the left hand rod again, which we just underarm cast out there with the spicy sausage. It goes to show, if you can't even get your rod on the spot in the dark, it's worth just putting it out there somewhere, because as long as the rods are in the water, you're fishing, you can always catch something. It was nice to get a catfish. I haven't had a catfish for a while. It wasn't one of the biggest ones. I mean, they do go to like 60 odd pound in here. That one was probably about £15 at the most. But yeah, nice fish nonetheless. Good to get another bend in the rod. That's 7 fish. It's all quiet over in Dan's swim. He hasn't even had a knock in the night, so he did wake up for this one though, not like the last one. But yeah, I'm going to get myself back to sleep now because it's getting cold and I want to get comfy, and I'll see you in the morning. So much for getting up at first light. It's now 9:30 and I've only just re-rigged the left hand rod and got it back out there. I had a nice little bit of a lay-in. Had a couple more knocks on the right and middle rod in the night, but no runs, just maybe liners. Dan didn't have anything either, so we both just rebaited, put the rods back out. Now unfortunately Dan's bait boat has packed in, so we're not using that. We're having to cast, which is not a problem. It's not that far, we can both hit the back bank, we're both pretty good casters. It's just getting the bait out there when we've only got one crappy catapult, which is down there. But all 3 rods are out there and fishing. Dan's just got the sausage sandwich on, and he's fab sealing one side of his tent just to see what it looks like, waiting for it to dry. As you see, it's pretty wet right now, but that should help him with the rain. And I've got to say, having the winter skin on my bivvy last night did enough help, kept me nice and warm, other than when I had to keep getting out for the little nibbles. But hey ho, that's fishing. So I'm going to sit down, have this sausage sandwich, and hopefully we can have another fish. So Dan was just getting his rods back out after losing an absolute whopping catfish on his right hand rod. It took him all the way down the lake and unfortunately snapped off. So he's put his right rod out, he's just put his left rod back out, which he's just had to set back up after losing the fish. And before he could even put the rod down, he's into another catfish. Well, we think it's a catfish, but it's putting up a good scrap. So I'll be back in a minute with the fish, hopefully. Yeah. So after quite a bit of a battle, the fish got itself all tangled up all on this back. There's a line that's coming off the tree that's going into the lake. Got wrapped around that and he got stuck in a bush. Dan's finally managed to get it free. We've got it about mid-water now. We're gonna get it in the net and see what it is. So here it is, 36 pounds of terrapin catfish. What a fight, what an ordeal. Like, he was literally clipping up his line on his reel and it went off. What a fish, as you can see there. It's been munching, absolutely munching. But let's get this picture back and get the picture back. Let's get a picture of it, get it back and get the rods back out. So it's coming up to 1:30 and it's gone pretty quiet. As you've seen, Dan's just spotted out some more bait on his right and middle rod right over there on the back bank. Because we haven't got the bait boat, obviously the only way to get bait out there now is to spot it out. So he got it out there nice and accurately. I'm just going to sit on my rods and not put any more bait out. I've got probably 10-15 freebies around each one. A couple of hours left, see if we can get another bend in the rod. Hopefully we can, especially now Dan's put a bit of bait out. He might get some action on that back bank, but all the fish have literally come from roughly in the same area really. They've all come all off that back bank. So my left hand rod, which has done all the fish, has been off this big dead tree here, so come from just in that little spot over there, and Dan's fishing off this dead tree, and that's where he's had the majority of his bites, and all in this bay over here. So they must be all held up over there, so we're hoping we can get another bite. So it's 2:45 and I decided to recast the right hand rod just to see if I could get a little bit closer to the edge of the reeds, and it's not taken too long, maybe about an hour. We've gone and got ourselves another fish. I can't decide whether this is the 7th or the 8th, but it's another common. There's me saying it's nice to catch the mirrors, and ever since then all I've done is catch commons. It's another lively little one. Let's get it up. There you go. Lovely little common from Terrapin. Been a good session so far. We've still got a couple of hours. Let's get some photos, get this one back and get the rod back out there. So it's 3:30 and we're going to have a nice slow pack down now. Bivvy's already down. We're just going to leave the rods out for a little bit. See if we can get ourselves another fish. We've done a little bit of DIY on Dan's bait boat and managed to fix it. There was a stick stuck in the motor, so we just had to take the covers off and get in there and get that out. So the boat is back and fixed, which is good. Ready for him to do the weekend because he's coming back this weekend. I will be working, so I won't be with him, but I'm sure I'll pop over and see him. But if you don't see me between now and the end, that means we haven't had any more fish. So it's 4:15, no more activity, so Dan's just put out a couple of more spoms. He's risking it for a biscuit. He's adding an extra little bit of length to the wrap, and he's going to try and get it right in the cove. Look at the state of my hair. So lucky I filmed that cast and was watching, because I'll slow the video down now, but as the lead hit the water I noticed that to the right something splashed, and then re-watching it, it was simultaneous from when the lead hit it, so we thought that's got to be the boilie. So we've brought it back in, and lo and behold there was no boilie on there, so I'm going to film him again and then we'll make sure this one goes out. So it's 5:30, no more bites, and unfortunately it's time to fully pack up and get ourselves off home. Been a great little session down here on Terrapin. A lake I haven't fished for a while. I've done a couple of hours obviously, but not done an actual full 24 hours on here in a long time, so it was nice to get the rods out on here and get a good bend in the rod. I think it's 7 fish for me, that one for Dan, and obviously that one that Dan lost unfortunately, which was a really big cat. But you know, all good. Nice to get a bending rod, nice to be out on the bank when the weather's been nice. So I will be back on the bank probably some point next week making another video for you. But until then, until I see you again, tight lines, wet nets, and see you all soon.